Ever wondered how private equity makes money? Well, they don't just make money, they make a lot of it. I'm going to dive in and share with you how they do it in the most easy to digest way. Management fees. Management fees are the main source of income for private equity companies. Private equity firms charge a management fee and a performance fee as part of the funding cost. Some companies demand a 2% management fee each year on managed assets and take 20% of the profits generated by a firm's sale. The fee is charged even if the firm fails to make money for investors. A private equity firm would receive $20 million in annual revenue from a $1 billion fund with a 2% fee. Not a bad year's earnings. Unlike other revenue streams, management fees are paid yearly and thus much more reliable to predict. Think of it as keeping the lights on. That includes private equity. It's a catch-all term for various kinds of investments. Venture capital and hedge funds are included here. People who invest in this type of asset are usually required to commit a lot of money for a long time. That's why it is mostly institutions and people with a lot of money who can invest in it. Something we should talk about is dividend recapitalizations. How do dividend recaps work? Private equity firms are known for their more aggressive means of achieving revenue, often through dividend recapitalizations. When a private equity firm takes on new debt in a portfolio company, this is known as a dividend recapitalization. They do this to raise money and give a special dividend to investors who originally purchased the portfolio company. Consequently, when executed properly, a dividend recapitalization provides the earlier return of part of the fund's assets back to investors, which is often beneficial for all parties. A dividend recapitalization is when a firm decreases its equity financing and increases its debt financing. How much money do private equity firms make? We already mentioned before investments, they charge a management fee to pay salaries and keep the lights on. That is, to cover the fund's basic operational expenses. This is because profits in PE are very sporadic. Ironically, that makes it seem scary, but it is not. Although it appears that profit only comes sporadically, there may be years of no money followed by a single year of enormous earnings when several firms are sold. The expense of fund administration alone amounts to a significant portion of the fund's lifetime expenses. They are not based on performance either. You may calculate a fund's longevity if it has a 10-year lifespan. Let's say a $50 million fund, a 2% annual management fee would amount to $1 million per year for the last 5 years. This is regardless of performance and how few investment professionals are managing the funds. Not bad, I say. Now, a $1 billion private equity fund is more common. It would bring in $20 million yearly from management fees. A great amount, that is, especially if you have kept a small investment team. Types of private equity. Distressed funding. Also referred to as vulture financing, companies in bankruptcy, such as filing for Chapter 11, often have access to distressed funding. Funding is used to invest in companies that are struggling, with the goal of turning them around by making necessary changes to their management or operations. The hope is then to sell their assets for a profit. Leveraged buyouts. The most frequent form of private equity funding is referred to as a leveraged buyout, which employs both debt and equity to finance the takeover of